So you're a DD for the VIP, which is a driving service in the Durham region. Did you want to give a little more detail about the business itself before we start?
Well, it's when somebody's impaired, whether it's, you know, having to go to the hospital and having day surgery, or it could be at the dentist when they give you gas, anything, or the optometrist, not just drinking over the limit, and you can't legally drive, we come and get you in your car and take you home.
Okay. So why did you initially take interest in the driving slash customer service industry?
Well, we saw that there was a need because the other companies that do this were saying that they'd arrive in 15 minutes, and people sometimes were waiting for 2 hours. And, they weren't servicing properly, so we found a need that was out there and that we could accomplish that.
Right. Okay. So moving more in a general area, what made you want to open your own business versus just being someone's employee?
Because you get to set your own rules.
Yes. That's a good one. What resources did you have available to you when you made the decision to open?
Experience by using that service and working for one.
Okay. And what were some of the challenges you might have faced early on in your business?
Building the clientele,
Mm-hmm.
advertising so that you worked. It wasn't going out to people. We weren't getting our message out there knowing your audience. That's about it.
Yeah. How about later on, like more recently?
People that have been overserved and can be a little belligerent having to deal with that.
Okay. Were there any sacrifices you had to make to overcome some of these challenges in order to see your vision succeed?
Well, sometimes, especially working at night, family can suffer. So you end up lacking sleep deprived because you don't want the family to suffer.
Where did you see your business going, and who was key in helping you achieve that?
Friends and family.
Okay. um, from your initial vision, what has remained the same and what has changed?
Every time it's different because when you deal with people, it's never the same. So you're always learning, and how to schedule accordingly, where to find the right people to, because it's cash business, there's a trust, things like that.
Okay. I think I'm all out of questions. um, Thank you for talking with me.
You're welcome.
Start off with the bird in hand principle. She demonstrated this very effectively because at the beginning, all she had was her experience as a Domino's delivery driver. So that gave her a lot of experience with driving around the city, getting to know what type of persons that people are, so you can read people, you know when a sketchy situation's coming up, and that's really important to have in this sort of industry because she's dealing with a lot of drunk people, people on drugs, and there could be times during the day where she's safe, but a lot of times at night it's not the best, and having that delivery driver experience really helped her be suited for this type of role.
Okay, so she demonstrated the critical principle by, like, instead of seeing her family as something that would hold her back from her business, she found a way to incorporate them into it, and she was able to find other local businesses that would support her into working herself and build a relationship with the company, so she could gain positive word of mouth.
Right. So in terms of piloting the plane principle, the biggest thing from that principle is the fact that because she found it hard finding staff for her business, she basically turned the business into a family business where her children were working for her as well as her friends and family. So instead of using her family as a way as competition, she used them as a means to grow her business, and then also promote that more family oriented lifestyle, I guess, to the public.
So with the whole lemonade principle, so she had a lot of difficulties early on, a lot of difficulties later on, both with people but in different ways. Because early on, she had problems with getting clientele. She had the staff, but they had nobody to drive around. And then eventually, she garnered up enough clientele where people were making reservations, people knew about this company, and stuff was coming up. But she had so many people wanting drives that she didn't have enough people to drive them. So she fixed this by going on to that crazy quilt principle there.
And then in terms of the affordable loss principle, we found that her biggest loss while pursuing this business was spending time with her family, especially when working during the night. She found that spending time with family was a lot tougher for her because during the day she was busy advertising, promoting her business, and making sure that all daily actions were taken care of.
Found each of the principles in her whole business plan. She demonstrated them each in a different way that really contributed to her business, and this sort of business really did support the principles of effectuation.